So now I would like to welcome my final guest today to the Navigate Credit Union Broadcast Center. Shanna Wells, I believe, is here to talk about the Rise Up Women's March tomorrow here in Providence. Thanks for coming in.
Hi, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Been planning this for a while now. Going to take place at the Roger Williams National Memorial on North Main Street
That's correct.
noon tomorrow.
That's correct.
So I looked at the page. You're expecting several hundred people.
Yes, looks like we're going to have, we think probably maybe, you never know. We think 500. Last time when we did the rally, we thought we would have 500 and we had 7,000. So, we don't think it'll be that big this time, but we do hope people turn out. We're hoping the weather holds out for us, and it looks like the rain's not supposed to start until the afternoon, and it's supposed to be in the 50s. So.
Okay, so nice and balmy. Wear a rain jacket.
That's right. Wear boots, yeah.
Come with a good attitude.
Right.
Now, in celebration Women's History Month.
Absolutely, celebration of Women's History Month, and also the message of the Women's March movement, which is human rights for everyone. So we want to celebrate human and civil rights for all of our people in Rhode Island at the birthplace of those things. So we think that that's wonderful, and we're excited to do that.
So what's the program look like? What's the path of the march, and then speaking programs? I saw there's music, food.
Okay, so it's not a march, so it's a rally.
It's the rally.
So it will be just at that one
park.
location. We do have a speaking program, and then we have some music. Becky Chase is going to be there. We have the Strattones that are going to be there, and Emmeline. So we're excited to have some entertainment there. We have some poets. We have a very diverse group of speakers. They're from social justice and social action agencies and options around the state. So, we like to bring to everyone a really broad view of what's happening in the state and what's happening for groups that are typically marginalized and not heard about or heard from. So that's what we're hoping to do tomorrow.
And you said it's part of the Women's March Network.
Correct.
So what do we expect after tomorrow?
Well, the Women's March, the National, has been operating a social action program called 10 Actions in 100 Days.
Okay.
And since the march in January, we've been doing actions every 10 days. So currently we're at the action about intersectional feminism, which for those folks who aren't feminists and who don't really know, the feminist movement started with white women and has not always been inclusive of women of color. So we're really trying to learn from things that were done in the past that were not effective in bringing together everybody, because it's human rights for everyone and it's human rights for all women. And if all women don't get them, then it's really not feminism. So we're really trying to remind people that feminism is about everyone. It's about men and women. It's about all people having rights. So.
And you talk about the 10 days, the 10 actions in 100 days. Then what? So
National will be giving us whatever the marching orders are from that. So there's a national organization that's planning, and there's Women's March organizations in all 50 states. So we take a lead from them, but then we also take them into our homegrown communities and really make those our own. So we've really been working with folks about getting to know who their legislators are and really telling their legislators about what issues are important to them and making sure that when their legislator has a bill or something that they pay attention to it. And so really helping people step up into political action, because we've proven that it's proven that it really needs to happen. And so right before, I don't know if you actually heard it because it was happening while you were here on air, but the healthcare bill has now been taken off of the floor because they don't have enough votes for it. And I think that because people have gotten so active and contacted their legislators clearly know whether people like the bill or don't like the bill, and that's how government is supposed to work. That's what representatives are for. So we're really hoping, and I know that National Women's March and local Women's March is really about how do we make sure that people stay engaged politically and really work toward human rights for all. And bills that don't do that, we consider bad bills.
So you're keeping a close eye on the federal level. What are you looking at here on the state level in terms of legislation? What are the things that you're keeping a close eye on here in Rhode Island?
A couple things. So one of them, of course, is there's a bill. It's coming. It's going into the House Judiciary Committee. We'll be hearing it next Wednesday. It's a bill that was put forth to make sure that a woman's right to choose never gets lost in Rhode Island, regardless of what's done at a federal level. And then some other bills on the books around a woman's right to choose that we're hoping to see go away because they're kind of old and antiquated. So those bills are all coming up next Wednesday at the State House in the House Judiciary Committee. So we would love folks to come out and make their voices heard around those bills.
Talk with me a little bit about that. What are the antiquated provisions that are being revisited?
Yeah, so I don't have them in front of me, and I wouldn't want to speak to them because I don't have the actual language and such in front of me. I just know that when I looked at them, when I looked at the list, it was part of the package. So, but if you go to the Planned Parenthood website, they will have all of that stuff, all that information out there, and I would like people to get the right information. There's a lot of misinformation gets out, so
absolutely.
I'd rather err on the side of...
Don't want fake news.
That's right, don't want fake news, so I don't want to be a perpetrator of fake news, so that's part of what I'm doing there. But there's been some other bills around the anti-panhandling bills. They've been found to be unconstitutional, and we just feel that they're really mean-spirited, and they don't actually address the issue of poverty. So if someone's panhandling on the side of the road and they need money, the issue is not to get them off the side of the road because we don't want to look at that. The issue is, why are people having to panhandle on the side of the road? That's not great. What can we do about that? So again, we're trying to focus on a number of bills in, there's all sorts of disenfranchised communities. And so it's sometimes difficult for me to keep track of all of it. But we have folks who are focusing on specific areas, so that way we can get experts in specific areas on specific bills, so no one has to know everything, because it can be a lot.
But tomorrow, the Rise Up Rally.
Rise Up Rally.
Happening. So where can folks go for more information?
Oh, they can come to our website, riwomensmarch.com, and we also have a Facebook page, Women's March Rhode Island, and we also have an event page for the Rise Up Rally tomorrow.
Okay, and so you can go to those, like them, follow them, get the updates. But again, as you said, the weather looks like it's going to hold. A lot of politics going on tomorrow. There's the pro-Trump event and then an anti-Trump event. I mean, is Providence just going to be a hotbed of political activity tomorrow?
Well, we're doing ours at the Roger Williams Memorial, and, that is the birthplace in this country of people being able to have the right to speak their conscience. Mm-hmm. The idea of, the liberty of conscience is an idea that Roger Williams brought to here, which ultimately ended up being enshrined in the First Amendment. So if there's any place where it can be done honestly and where it should be done, this is the birthplace of it. We wouldn't have it any other way.
Okay, so you're expecting lots of folks to turn out. It should be just a fun day.
Yeah, I think, it's our event is, it's advertised as a nonviolent event. We follow the principles of Dr. Martin Luther King. We know that people bring their children, and it's, families, and, we have speakers who want to galvanize people to continue to do this work, but doesn't mean it can't be fun, and we have music, and yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Shanna Wells, I'm glad that you came in today to tell folks more about it. You got places to go to check it out tomorrow at noon. Again, looks to be kind of a little bit of a warm spring day. Spring showers bring, Mayflowers.
Mayflowers.
Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you. Okay, Shanna Wells talking about the Rise Up Rally taking place tomorrow in Providence. As we mentioned, lots going on politically, but why, again, she brought out why it's important to the folks who are in attendance, women's issues, with the Women's March Network, and things that are coming and things that they're keeping eyes on both at the